Very quickly, I want to demonstrate one last visualization feature in Microsoft Excel, and that feature is charting. So if you haven't done charting before in Excel, this is what you are undoubtedly familiar with from a previous math class, what in math is called graphing. And I'm going to keep this very simple. I just want to show you how to do it with some data that's in a spreadsheet that we looked at in the last module. And if this is something that's useful to you, you'll know how to go about graphing, and certainly it should be enough of a primer to help you move forward with a little more research. So here's what I want to do. If you recall, in the spreadsheet I was keeping track of machine production for a month, and I was doing it shift by shift. There were 3 shifts. Okay, so we're going to take a look at shift 1, the data that's stored in the worksheet associated with shift 1. And as I look down column B, this is machine 1 production. This is the good output that machine 1 produced. And at the bottom of the column, I've calculated the sum of all these numbers, which would be the daily production. In column C, I show the amount of scrap that was produced. And again, I show the scrap day by day, and then there is a total at the bottom. So what I'm interested in doing here first off is comparing the amount of scrap and the amount of good output. And so I want to see how much scrap contributed to all of the output. All of the output would be this value added to this value. What percentage does this value represent in terms of all the output that was produced? So how am I going to do that? Well, I need to create some labels, and I'm going to use column headings here because of the way I interact with the spreadsheet as I create the graph. If I click here and then control click, which will keep this active and allow me to click again, control click on this column heading, then go down to the bottom, and since I started with this column heading, next I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to click here. And by clicking in that order, I'll associate this column heading with this value, this column heading with this value. And what I'm going to look at first is, how much of a percentage is scrap to all of the output that was produced, the good output plus the scrap. And so having clicked on those key locations in the spreadsheet, I'm going to go to the insert option, and the kind of graph that I want to use here is a pie chart. And I can choose any number of different options, but I'm just going to choose the basic one. And when I do, it draws a pie, which represents this number plus this number, and it shows me this number relative to this number in terms of the 2 slices of the pie. Now, that's all well and good, but it might be nice, in addition to having that visual, to also have the calculated percentage displayed in here. So if that's what I want, then I'm going to click on this pie and right click and choose add data labels. And what it gives me initially is just the raw numbers associated with these 2 slices of the pie, this number and this number. And again, what I really want to see is this expressed in terms of percentage. And so up on the toolbar, I have a number of different options. These are refinements on this basic design. And one of those options will allow me to see the percentages in this fashion. So it's going to show a label and the corresponding percentage. I kind of like this one best. If I try this option, it does it this way. I guess, you know, it depends on what you like. My preference would be this. But again, I'm not going to spend a tremendous amount of time showing you how to do a variety of charts. I'm just going to show you how to invoke the charting feature, and I feel like if I show you that much, and then you should have a need for it down the road, you'll at least know how to go about it, and with a little additional research, you can see how easy it is to do this. All right, I'm going to get rid of this by just cutting it, and now I'm going to create one more chart, and I'm going to create a bar chart, or again what you might think of as a bar graph. So what do I want to demonstrate? I want to demonstrate the machine production for shift 1, the total here compared to the total for machine 2 compared to the total for machine 3. So I want to take these three machines, the total amount, and that's going to determine the height of the bars, and I'm going to line them up side by side so that I can see visually how that number compares to that number, how it compares to that number based on the height of bars that are displayed side by side. So how am I going to do this? I'm going to, again, click here and then control click and control click, and then same as before, go down here and control click, and control click. And as soon as I've done that, I'm going to go to the insert page and find the column charts, and I've got a variety that I can use. I'm going to use the basic column chart, and there I can see visually how this number compares with this number and how it compares with this number. Okay.